I just made a pretty cool test setup to test out our field sequencer, and this test is going to run for the next week or more. So let's take a look. Okay, so this little circuit board is the field sequencer that I've been working on recently, and it's designed to turn relays on and off on a schedule that can be very complicated and be hackable. It's using the ESP32 to turn power on and off to instruments in the field where we're trying to save power, like in this case, powering a Starlink and a computer in Antarctica for 2 years. So I need to test this and make sure it works really well. So to test it all out, I've hooked up two 12-volt relays to a lab jag, and this is our gears logger that our students use during our workshop, but I'm using it now to actually test out this setup. And those relays are feeding into two analog inputs, and the normally closed contact of the relay is wired to ground. The normally open is wired to 5 volts, and then the common goes here. So on the screen right now, you can see they're both sitting at 0 volts as both relays are off. I've got the field sequencer powered by this old power supply that I picked up on eBay. And right now I've got it plugged into the computer so I can turn things on and off and look at the schedule. Let me show you the crazy schedule that I've come up with for this. So these are all the events that I've programmed in. I've programmed in 12 events. Every day it's going to come on and go off at 1 and 1:05 for different relays and go off at 1:30. And then I've got Monday through Sunday, an event that's going to fire once a day, and then an event that turns all of those off, and then a no-op. So this is really versatile. I don't want to go into all the details of the schedule, as honestly, it's kind of complicated, and I'm still working around it myself, even though I wrote the software. But I'm going to let this schedule run. But first, I want to test if the relays are hooked up right. So if I type help, like on most of our instruments, you get commands here. So if I run the command set relay 1, 1, okay, I just heard that relay turn on. And if we look over here, a little hard to see with the light glare, but there we've got 5 volts. So I'm going to come back over here, set relay 2 on, and again, we got 5 volts there. So this isn't a crazy complicated test setup, but it's one that's going to be running for the next week, so I can see if each of those scheduled events that happens on a given day happens at the proper time. This is why some of our instruments take so long to get through the development process, is we're working on things that run for weeks or months or years, and we need to test all of these weird edge cases. This is just the first step in testing this, but be sure to subscribe down below to see how it goes and all the other cool stuff we get to do here.